The 1976 bicentennial quarter, issued to commemorate the 200th anniversary of American independence, is one of the most iconic quarters in U.S. history. It was part of a series of bicentennial coins, including the half-dollar and dollar, all bearing unique reverse designs for the occasion. History and background, mintmark and composition. The 1976 bicentennial quarter was minted at the Philadelphia, No Mint Mark, Denver, D Mint Mark, and San Francisco, both clad in silver versions, mints. Most bicentennial quarters were copper-nickel clad, but San Francisco also produced special 40% silver quarters for collectors. Value. The value of a 1976 bicentennial quarter depends on its condition, mintmark, and whether it's a clad or silver version. Circulated grades. In circulated condition, most bicentennial quarters are worth face value, 25 cents, given their large mintage. Uncirculated grades, mint state MS65 and above. A standard clad bicentennial quarter in uncirculated MS65 condition can range between $5 and $10, with values potentially higher for coins graded MS67 or above. Silver versions. The 40% silver bicentennial quarters from San Francisco, included in special collector sets, hold intrinsic silver value, making them generally worth $5 to $10 or more, depending on the current silver price and condition. Proof versions. San Francisco also produced proof versions of the bicentennial quarter in both clad and 40% silver for collectors. These proof coins, especially in high grades, can range from $5 to $100 for the clad proofs and $100 to $200 for silver proofs. Error coins. Common errors. Some bicentennial quarters have notable errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks. Error values vary widely but can range from $500 to several $5,000, depending on the error's rarity and visibility. Collectability. The bicentennial quarter is highly collectible due to its historical significance and unique design. While circulated examples are common, uncirculated coins in high grades, silver varieties, and error coins are sought after by collectors. 1999 P. Die Era Connecticut Quarter Dollar. Value and history. The 1999 P. Connecticut Quarter, part of the U.S. Mint's ambitious 50-state quarters program, holds a unique place in numismatics due to its history, symbolism, and occasional die errors. While the standard quarters in the series represent significant historical and cultural moments, coins with errors draw particular attention from collectors, often commanding higher prices. In this article, we explore the value and history of the 1999 P. Connecticut Quarter Dollar, with a focus on die errors, the coin's design, and the broader context of its release. The 50-state quarters program and the Connecticut Quarter. The 50-state quarters program was launched in 1999 by the United States Mint, producing commemorative quarters that would highlight each of the 50 states. The program was designed to roll out 5 quarters annually, with each coin representing a different state in the order they were admitted to the Union. It was the largest numismatic initiative in the United States, and it played a significant role in rejuvenating public interest in coin collecting. The Connecticut Quarter was the last coin issued in 1999, concluding the first year of this extensive program. The 1999 P. Connecticut Quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, where the P. mintmark designates its place of origin. Each quarter in the 50-state quarters program was designed to reflect the state's culture and history, and Connecticut's quarter was no exception. Die errors on the 1999 P. Connecticut Quarter. Die errors occur during the minting process when there is an issue with the die used to strike the coin, leading to variations in the final product. These errors can range from minor imperfections to dramatic differences, and their rarity often increases the coin's value. Some of the most notable types of die errors that have been observed on the 1999 P. Connecticut Quarter include die cracks. These occur when the die used to strike the coins develops cracks due to repeated use or wear. When the die strikes the planchet, the blank piece of metal that becomes the coin, the cracks result in raised lines or patterns on the coin's surface. On the 1999 P. Connecticut Quarter, die cracks have been observed on both the obverse and reverse sides, often near the edge of the coin or along the branches of the charter oak. Cuds. A cut error occurs when a portion of the die breaks off, leaving an unstruck area on the coin, often appearing as a raised, blob-like shape on the surface. This error is valued by collectors because it dramatically alters the appearance of the coin. Some 1999 P. Connecticut Quarters exhibit cut errors, particularly along the rim or near the intricate oak tree design. Off-center strikes. These errors occur when the coin is not properly aligned in the press, resulting in a design that is shifted off-center. Depending on the severity of the off-center strike, this type of error can make a coin significantly more valuable. The 1945 wheat penny is a common coin from the Lincoln Wheat series, minted in San Francisco. Despite its relatively high mintage, this coin holds value for collectors due to its age and historical significance. History, design. The 1945 wheat penny features the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, front, side, designed by Victor D. Brenner in 1909. The reverse side shows two wheat ears framing the denomination 1 cent and the phrase E pluribus unum. Material. The coin is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Copper was still used for pennies in 1945, unlike in 1943 when the U.S. Mint briefly switched to steel due to war efforts. Value. The value of a 1945 wheat penny depends on its condition, grade good, G, for in heavily circulated condition, it may be worth about $10 to $50. Fine, F, 12 in better condition, with some details visible but moderate wear, it can fetch $50 to $100. Extremely fine, EF, 40 minimal wear and sharp details make it worth around $100 to $300. Uncirculated, MS 60 to MS 63. These coins are in pristine condition, with no wear. They are valued between $300 to $500 depending on the grade. Uncirculated, MS 65 red. Higher grade examples with full original red luster, uncirculated and bright, can be worth $500 to $900 or more. Key factors impacting value. Red, red-brown, and brown, uncirculated wheat pennies are categorized by their color. Red coins are more valuable because they have retained their original copper luster, while brown coins have toned over time. Errors and varieties. A 1945 penny with a minting error, e.g. doubled die, off-center strike, could be worth $1,000 to $3,000, significantly more. This penny is a popular coin for collectors of Lincoln Wheat pennies, as it represents an accessible and historical piece of World War II-era U.S. coinage. The 1954 Jefferson nickel is part of the Jefferson nickel series, which has been in circulation since 1938. Though the 1954 nickel is not considered rare in most conditions, high-grade examples or those with full steps or error varieties can be valuable to collectors. History of the 1954 Jefferson nickel. The Jefferson nickel, designed by Felix Schlag, features Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. This design remained unchanged from its introduction in 1938 until 2004. The 1954 Jefferson nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Key varieties and errors. Full steps, FS, designation. Coins with full steps on the Monticello building are highly prized. Full steps refer to a well-struck coin where all the steps on Monticello are visible. Due to weak strikes in this period, full steps are uncommon and carry a premium. Repunched mint mark, RPM. Some 1954 D and 1954 S nickels exhibit repunched mint marks, where the D or S mint mark was struck more than once, creating a doubling effect. RPMs are popular with collectors and can increase the coin's value. Double die error. There are reports of some 1954 nickels exhibiting double die varieties, where parts of the design, like the lettering or Jefferson's profile, are doubled due to a misaligned die during striking. Other errors, miscellaneous minting errors like off-center strikes, die cracks, or lamination errors can also increase the value of the coin. Current value of the 1954 Jefferson nickel. The value of a 1954 Jefferson nickel depends on its condition, whether it has full steps, and if it exhibits any errors. Here's a general breakdown of the value. According to the NGC Price Guide, as of October 2024, a Jefferson nickel from 1954 in circulated condition is worth between $3 and $5. However, on the open market 1954 nickels in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $2,625. Collectability. While the 1954 Jefferson nickel is common in circulated condition, collectors are particularly interested in well-preserved coins with full steps or notable errors. High-grade examples of the 1954 nickel are slightly more challenging to find, making it more desirable to some collectors. Conclusion. The 1954 Jefferson nickel is relatively common in circulated condition, but higher-grade examples, especially those with full steps or error varieties, can carry a significant premium. The 1984 P. Washington quarter is a common coin from the Philadelphia Mint, produced in large numbers. Its value in circulated condition is typically only face value, but higher-grade uncirculated coins and certain errors can attract interest among collectors. History and background, mintmark and composition. The P mintmark on the 1984 quarter indicates it was minted in Philadelphia. This quarter, like all regular issue quarters from 1965 onward, is made from a copper-nickel clad composition, with a copper core and an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Value. The 1984 P Washington quarter generally holds little additional value beyond face value unless it is in uncirculated condition or has a notable error. Circulated grades. In circulated condition, the 1984 P quarter is typically worth only its face value of 25 cents due to its high mintage and availability. Uncirculated grades, mint state MS65 and above. In mint state, MS65, a 1984 P quarter may be worth between $5 and $10. Higher grades like MS67 or MS68 are scarcer and can fetch values around $100 to $200 or more, as pristine examples are harder to find. Error coins. Common errors. Some 1984 P quarters with mint errors, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, and double dies, are more valuable. Error coins can range in value from around $100 for minor errors to several $1,000s for rarer or more significant errors. Notable errors. Double die errors, where the design appears doubled, or coins struck on an incorrect planchet, such as a dime planchet, are among the most valuable errors. These types of errors can be worth $2,200 or more depending on their rarity and the extent of the error. Collectability. The 1984 P quarter is commonly collected in high uncirculated grades or with unique errors. While circulated quarters hold little extra value, uncirculated examples, especially those in higher mint state grades or with visible errors, attract collectors looking to complete sets or add specific error varieties. The year was 1971, a monumental time in British history as the country transitioned from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to a decimalized currency. The 2p coin, introduced with the new pence inscription, was among the first coins to be minted under this new system. However, this period was also fraught with growing pains in the minting process, leading to the creation of error coins. Historical context of the 1971 2p coin. In 1971, the UK officially switched to the decimal system, with 100 pence making up £1. The 2p coin was struck in bronze, measuring 25.91 mm in diameter and weighing 7.13 g. The coin's design featured the badge of the Prince of Wales on the reverse, with the inscription, New Pence, above it. The obverse displayed Queen Elizabeth II's portrait, designed by Arnold Machin. Types of errors on the 1971 coin. Planchet flaws. Planchet errors, where the metal blank, planchet, used to mint the coin had flaws, were common in early decimal coins. These flaws could include improper surface textures, cracks, or missing metal. Misaligned dies. This error occurred when the die that stamps the coin was not aligned correctly, causing the design to be off-center or uneven. Clipped planchet. Another error seen on the 1971 2p coins involves a portion of the planchet being clipped off before striking, resulting in a coin with a missing segment. Narrator, explaining value. The 1971 2p new pence coins with errors are highly collectible today. While a typical 1971 coin might be worth its face value, an error coin can fetch £50 to £1,500, depending on the type and severity of the error. The most desirable errors, such as a clipped planchet or a significant misaligned die, tend to bring higher prices. Let's move on to 1979, where a fascinating error occurred due to a die clash, creating one of the most sought-after 2p coins in British numismatic history. The 1946 wheat penny is part of the popular Lincoln Wheat series, minted just after the end of World War II. Like many coins from this era, it is commonly collected by enthusiasts due to its historical context and its presence in the transition from wartime to post-war coinage. History, design. The 1946 wheat penny features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the reverse showing 2 wheat ears on either side of 1 cent and E pluribus unum. The coin was designed by Victor D. Brenner, whose initials, VDB, can sometimes be found on the bottom edge of Lincoln's shoulder. Material. The composition of the 1946 penny returned to the pre-war formula of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc after the steel pennies of 1943. By this time, the war had ended, and copper could once again be used for minting. Value. The value of a 1946 wheat penny depends on its condition. Uncirculated, MS-65 red coins with original red luster and no wear are highly desirable and can fetch $100 to $250 or more, depending on the intensity of the luster and the condition of the surfaces. Key factors affecting value. Color, red, red-brown, brown. As with most wheat pennies, uncirculated coins are graded based on their color. A red penny with its original copper shine is more valuable than a brown penny, which has lost its luster. Errors and varieties. If the 1946 penny has any notable minting errors, e.g. double die, repunched mint mark, off-center strike, it can be worth considerably more. Some error coins can fetch high prices worth more $1,000, $4,000 depending on the type and rarity of the error. Historical context. The 1946 penny marks the first full year of post-World War II coinage, making it a notable piece in U.S. numismatic history. The minting process had returned to normal after the war, with copper once again being available for use in coins. This coin remains a popular collectible and is relatively accessible for new and experienced collectors alike. The 1999 P. Georgia Silver State Quarter, a rare and valuable collectible. The 1999 P. Georgia Silver State Quarter is an intriguing and sought-after coin for collectors due to its inclusion in the historic 50 State Quarters program, its silver-proof version, and the potential for rare error varieties. In this deep dive into the 1999 P. Georgia Silver State Quarter, we'll explore its history, the factors that contribute to its rarity, and its value in the numismatic world. Historical context of the 1999 P. Georgia State Quarter. The U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program was launched in 1999 as one of the most ambitious coinage programs in the country's history. Each quarter in the series was minted to commemorate one of the 50 U.S. states, with 5 new designs being released every year. The quarters were minted in the order in which the states joined the Union, starting with Delaware and ending with Hawaii in 2008. Georgia was the 4th state honored in the program, as it was the 4th state to join the Union on January 2, 1788. The Georgia Quarter was released on July 19, 1999, and quickly became a popular collectible due to the excitement surrounding the new series. The design on the Georgia State Quarter is both symbolic and representative of the state's rich history and agricultural heritage. The quarter features the following elements: the state outline. The design prominently displays the outline of Georgia, giving the quarter a distinctive look. A peach. The peach is the state fruit of Georgia and is a well-known symbol of the state, often referred to as the Peach State. Live oak sprigs. The live oak is the official state tree, and the sprigs on the coin add to the representation of Georgia's natural beauty. The state motto. Below the central design, the Georgia Quarter includes the state's motto: wisdom, justice, moderation, values deeply rooted in Georgia's history. As with the other quarters in the State Quarters program, the Georgia Quarter was minted in large quantities at both the Philadelphia Mint, P Mint Mark, and the Denver Mint, D Mint Mark, for general circulation. Proof versions were minted in San Francisco, S Mint Mark, including a special silver proof version, which adds to the quarter's rarity. The 1962 Jefferson nickel is part of the ongoing Jefferson nickel series, which began in 1938 and features Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. While not particularly rare, the value of a 1962 Jefferson nickel can be influenced by its condition, any errors, and whether it has the full steps designation on the reverse. History of the 1962 Jefferson nickel, designed by Felix Schlag. The Jefferson nickel features a 75% copper and 25% nickel composition, which has been standard since its introduction. The coin's obverse displays a left-facing profile of Thomas Jefferson, while the reverse shows Monticello, his estate in Virginia. Key varieties and errors. Full steps, FS, designation. One of the key factors in the value of a Jefferson nickel is whether it qualifies for the full steps designation. This designation applies to coins with well-struck, clearly defined steps on Monticello's staircase on the reverse. Full steps coins are rare due to the generally weak strikes of the 1960s. Repunched mint mark, RPM. Some 1962 D nickels may exhibit a repunched mint mark, where the D mint mark was stamped more than once, creating a doubled appearance. RPM varieties are desirable to error collectors. Double die error. While no major double die varieties are widely known for the 1962 Jefferson nickel, any such errors that exist can increase a coin's value significantly. Other errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or planchet issues can also raise the value of a 1962 Jefferson nickel. Current value of the 1962 Jefferson nickel. The value of the 1962 Jefferson nickel varies depending on its condition, mint mark, and any special characteristics like full steps or minting errors. According to the NGC Price Guide, as of October 2024, a Jefferson nickel from 1962 in circulated condition is worth between $4 and $8. However, on the open market 1962 nickels in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $5,525. Why 1962 Jefferson nickels are collectible. Although 1962 Jefferson nickels are common in circulation, high-grade examples, especially those with full steps, are much less frequently found. The general weakness in strikes during this era makes full steps coins more desirable. Additionally, era collectors may seek out repunched mint marks or other varieties that can add uniqueness to an otherwise common coin. Conclusion: the 1962 Jefferson nickel is generally common, especially in circulated condition. However, uncirculated coins with full steps or notable mint errors can be more valuable. Collectors often look for high-quality specimens with sharp strikes, making coins with full steps or error varieties especially prized. The 1983 P Washington Quarter is a notable issue in the Washington Quarter series due to its relative scarcity in high grades and uncirculated condition. Many 1983 quarters were heavily circulated, and relatively few were saved in mint condition, making well-preserved examples more valuable than other quarters from around the same time. History and background, mintmark and composition. The P mintmark signifies that this quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Like all post-1964 quarters, it has a copper-nickel clad composition with a pure copper core. Value: the 1983 P Washington Quarter is often worth more than face value, particularly in uncirculated and high-grade mint state (MS) conditions. Its value varies based on grade and condition. Circulated grades: in circulated condition, the 1983 P Quarter is typically worth only face value, 25 cents. Uncirculated grades: mint state MS 65 and above. In MS 65 condition, 1983 P quarters are valued between $50 and $100 due to their scarcity in high grades. Higher grades like MS 67 or above are rarer and can be worth $200 or more. MS 68, coins in exceptional condition, such as MS 68, are very scarce and can command several $100s or more at auction due to the challenge of finding such a well-preserved example. Error coins. Common errors. Some 1983 P quarters exhibit errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or even doubling, where parts of the design appear doubled due to a minting error. Error coins can range from around $100 to several $1,000s, depending on the rarity and clarity of the error. Notable error. A popular error among 1983 quarters is the double die, which shows noticeable doubling on parts of the lettering or the date. Double dies can be worth hundreds of dollars depending on their visibility and condition. Collectability. The 1983 P quarter is highly collectible, especially in high-grade uncirculated conditions, due to its scarcity in such states. Collectors value it both as a key date within the modern Washington Quarter series and for its potential error varieties. It's a desirable addition for those completing sets of quarters from the 1980s or those looking for unique. The 1979 error Elizabeth II 2p new pence, the die clash phenomenon. Narrator. With intrigue, by 1979, the UK's decimal system was well established, but the minting process was not without its flaws. One such flaw occurred on the 1979 2p new pence, leading to a rare and desirable die clash error. Historical context of the 1979 2p coin. The design of the 2p coin remained unchanged, with Queen Elizabeth II's effigy on the obverse and the Prince of Wales feathers on the reverse. The inscription still read, New Pence, a carryover from the original 1971 coins, although this was set to change in the early 1980s. Types of errors on the 1979 coin. Die clash. A die clash occurs when the dies, the engraved metal pieces that imprint the design onto the coin, come into contact without a planchet between them. This results in a faint image of one die appearing on the opposite side of the coin. For example, part of the reverse design may appear faintly on the obverse. Weak strike. Another error type found on the 1979 coins is the weak strike, where the design appears faint or incomplete due to insufficient pressure during the minting process. Coins with a die clash error are particularly fascinating to collectors because they offer a glimpse into the minting process. A 1979 2p new pence coin with a clear die clash error can be worth anywhere from £500 to £1,350, depending on the clarity of the clash and the coin's overall condition. Now, let's take a leap forward to 1993, where we encounter a different kind of error, known as the broad strike error. This error is striking, pun intended, because it alters the very size of the coin. The 1947 wheat penny with an L on rim error is an interesting and rare variety of the standard 1947 wheat penny, which was minted in San Francisco. This error type occurs when part of the coin's design, specifically the L, from the word liberty, is struck near or on the rim of the coin due to a misalignment or die error during the minting process. Composition, made from the standard 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc alloy used during most of the wheat penny era. The L on rim error. The L on rim is a die misalignment error where part of the L in liberty on the obverse front of the coin ends up striking too close to or even on the rim, often due to a slight misalignment of the die. This kind of error is not particularly common and adds value to the coin, as collectors often seek out these types of mint mistakes. Factors affecting value: visibility of the error. The clearer and more pronounced the L on rim error is, the more valuable the coin. Condition: coins in higher grades with fewer nicks, scratches, and signs of wear will command a higher price. Market demand: error coins can fluctuate in value based on collector demand, so it's important to keep an eye on the market for rare varieties like this one. How much is a 1947 penny worth? $1,200 to $5,000 or more. Collector appeal: errors like the L on rim are highly sought after by collectors who focus on minting anomalies. The 1947 wheat penny itself is fairly common, but finding one with a prominent minting error can make it a more exciting and valuable addition to a collection. If you possess one of these error pennies, it might be worth having it professionally graded to maximize its value in the collector market. The 1964 Jefferson nickel is a common coin from the Jefferson nickel series, which has been in continuous production since 1938. Despite its high mintage, it can have value in higher grades or if it has notable varieties or errors. Collectors particularly look for coins with the full steps designation or unique errors. History of the 1964 Jefferson nickel. The Jefferson nickel, designed by Felix Schlag, features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Virginia estate, Monticello, on the reverse. The design remained unchanged from 1938 until 2004. Key varieties and errors: full steps, FS, designation. One of the most sought-after varieties is the full steps, FS, designation. This refers to coins that exhibit a fully detailed strike on the Monticello steps, which is rare due to weak strikes and worn dies in the 1960s. Full steps coins from 1964 are particularly hard to find, making them valuable. Repunched mint mark, RPM. Some 1964 D nickels show a repunched mint mark, where the D mint mark was struck more than once. This error can increase the coin's value. Double die errors. There are reports of some 1964 Jefferson nickels featuring double dies, particularly in the lettering or details on the reverse. These varieties are less common but sought after by collectors. Other errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, and planchet errors can make a 1964 nickel more valuable. Current value of the 1964 Jefferson nickel. Due to its large mintage, the 1964 Jefferson nickel is typically worth only a small premium over face value in circulated condition. However, uncirculated coins, full steps coins, and those with errors can command higher prices. According to the NGC Price Guide, as of October 2024, a Jefferson nickel from 1964 in circulated condition is worth between $3 and $5. However, on the open market 1964 nickels in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $3,255. Though common in circulation, 1964 Jefferson nickels are sought by collectors when they are in high-grade uncirculated condition, especially with full steps. Coins with notable errors also attract attention. Due to the large mintage, the coin is affordable for entry-level collectors, but high-grade or error coins appeal to more advanced collectors as well. The 1973 Washington quarter, minted in both Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, D mint mark, is a copper-nickel clad coin that is generally common, with little extra value in circulated condition. However, high-grade uncirculated examples and certain errors can attract collector interest. History and background, mint mark and composition. The 1973 quarter is composed of a copper-nickel clad, with a core of pure copper and outer layers of copper-nickel alloy. This composition was introduced in 1965 to replace the 90% silver quarters. Value. The value of a 1973 Washington quarter depends largely on its condition, with circulated coins generally worth only face value unless they possess specific errors or are in exceptional condition. Circulated grades. In circulated condition, 1973 quarters from either mint are worth only face value, 25 cents, due to their high availability. Uncirculated grades, mint state MS65 and above. In uncirculated mint state, MS65, a 1973 quarter may be valued around $10 to $20. Higher grades like MS66 or MS67 can be worth between $20 and $100, with MS67 examples being particularly desirable and sometimes reaching $500 or more. Error coins. Common errors. Some 1973 quarters display minting errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or double dies. Minor errors can increase a quarter's value to around $200 to $500, while significant errors, such as a prominent double die, can fetch several $100s, depending on visibility and severity. Notable errors. The most sought-after errors on 1973 quarters are generally noticeable die varieties, like double dies, or dramatic striking issues. Collectability. The 1973 Washington quarter is widely collected in high-grade uncirculated conditions, particularly by those completing sets of Washington quarters from the copper-nickel clad era. Due to the high mintage, circulated 1973 quarters have limited appeal to collectors, while uncirculated coins in higher grades and error coins are much more desirable. 3. 1993 Error Elizabeth II 2p New Pence, the Broad Strike Error. Narrator. Highlighting the rarity. Errors like the broad strike are rarer but certainly captivating. In 1993, some 2p New Pence coins were struck improperly, causing them to expand beyond their intended size. Historical context of the 1993 2p coin. By 1993, the New Pence inscription had been replaced by 2 pence, aligning the terminology with the decimal system. The design had stayed the same, but the minting technology had significantly improved since the 1970s, making errors less common, but when they did occur, they were noteworthy. Types of errors on the 1993 coin. Broad strike error. A broad strike occurs when the coin is struck outside the confines of the retaining collar, the ring that holds the coin in place during the minting process. This results in a coin that is larger than normal and may have distorted edges. Off-center strike. Some 1993 coins also exhibit off-center strikes, where the design is shifted to one side, leaving part of the blank planchet visible. Narrator. Explaining value. A 1993 2p New Pence coin with a broad strike error is a true collector's gem. These coins can range in value from £350 to £1,200, depending on the size of the broad strike and the coin's overall condition. The more dramatic the error, the higher the value. As we continue through the 1990s, the 1994 2p New Pence brought another fascinating error into the spotlight, this time, a double die error. Market. The 1949 sweet penny, minted in San Francisco, is a common coin overall, but rare varieties or exceptional grades can make certain examples quite valuable. History of the 1949 sweet penny. Design. The obverse features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner. The reverse depicts 2 wheat ears on either side of the denomination, 1 cent, with the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, above. This design was used from 1909 to 1958. Mintage. The 1949 S had a relatively low mintage of 64,290,000 coins, making it scarcer than many other wheat pennies, though not extremely rare. Composition. The coin is made of the standard 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc alloy used during the period. Most rare varieties of the 1949 sweet penny. There are no major errors or varieties for the 1949 penny that are widely recognized, but certain rare conditions can make specific examples highly valuable. High-grade coins, MS65 and above uncirculated examples with strong red luster are the most valuable versions of this coin. The mint state coins graded MS65 red, or higher, are the rarest and most sought after by collectors. Coins with full red color, meaning they've retained their original copper luster, are significantly more valuable than those that have toned to brown or red-brown over time. Double die error, while not officially documented as widespread for the 1949 any wheat penny from this period with a clear double die error, a doubling of the image, letters, or numbers due to misalignment during the striking process, would be extremely rare and could sell for a high premium. Repunched mint mark, RPM. A repunched mint mark, where the S appears to have been stamped more than once, is a known variety on some 1949 wheat pennies. This type of error is valued by collectors, particularly in higher grades, though they are not as commonly seen as some other RPM varieties from different years. Key factors impacting value. Red, red-brown, brown, the color designation of the coin, red, red-brown, or brown, plays a major role in determining its value. Red coins, which retain their original copper luster, are the most valuable, while brown coins, which have toned with age, are less so. Condition, grade. As with most coins, the better the condition, i.e. fewer scratches, nicks, and wear, the more valuable it will be. Errors or varieties. Coins with notable errors or varieties, such as the repunched mint mark or a possible double die, could command a much higher price. Example: worth $2,000 to $7,000 or more, collector appeal. The 1949 wheat penny is a desirable coin for those trying to complete a Lincoln wheat penny collection, especially in higher grades. While it is not typically considered a rare date, finding a well-preserved or error coin from this year can make it quite valuable. The 1965 Jefferson nickel is part of the long-running series featuring the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, on the obverse, and his estate, Monticello, on the reverse. While this coin is not rare, it does hold some interest among collectors due to potential varieties and its historical context. History of the 1965 Jefferson nickel. The 1965 Jefferson nickel is notable because it was minted during a period of change in the U.S. coinage system. Due to a national coin shortage in the early 1960s, the U.S. Mint took several steps to alleviate the problem. Among these changes, the U.S. Mint temporarily halted the production of silver coinage for dimes, quarters, and half dollars, starting in 1965. Key varieties and errors. Full steps, FS, designation. As with other Jefferson nickels, coins with a sharp strike and clearly defined steps on Monticello, known as full steps, are more valuable. This designation is difficult to find on coins from this period because the dies often produced weak strikes. Double die errors. Some Jefferson nickels from the 1960s are known to exhibit double die varieties, particularly on the obverse in the lettering or date. While no major double die varieties are widely recognized for the 1965 nickel, it's always worth checking for these kinds of minting errors. Other errors, off-center strikes, die cracks, and other minting errors can increase the coin's value. Current value of the 1965 Jefferson nickel. The value of the 1965 Jefferson nickel depends on its condition, whether it has the full steps designation, and any errors or varieties. In general, this coin is common and not particularly valuable in circulated condition, but it can be more valuable in higher grades. According to the NGC Price Guide, as of October 2024, a Jefferson nickel from 1965 in circulated condition is worth between $3 and $5. However, on the open market 1965 nickels in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $2,255. Why the 1965 Jefferson nickel is collectible. The 1965 Jefferson nickel is not particularly rare or valuable in circulated condition, but it is part of a key transitional period in U.S. coinage. The lack of mint marks during this time adds a historical curiosity to the coin, and collectors still seek out high-quality, uncirculated examples. The 1969 D Washington Quarter, struck at the Denver Mint, is a common coin in the Washington Quarter series. Like other quarters minted after 1964, it's made from a copper-nickel-clad composition. In general, circulated 1969 D quarters are worth their face value, but uncirculated coins and error varieties can attract collector interest. History and background, mintmark and composition. The D mintmark indicates the coin was produced at the Denver Mint. The coin is composed of a copper-nickel clad, with an inner core of pure copper and outer layers of copper-nickel alloy. Value. The value of a 1969 D Washington Quarter varies based on its condition, with higher-grade coins and certain error varieties fetching more in the collector market. Circulated grades. In circulated condition, 1969 D quarters are generally worth only face value, $20 25 cents, due to their high mintage and widespread availability. Uncirculated grades, mint state MS65 and above. In uncirculated mint state, MS65, condition, a 1969 D quarter may be valued between $5 and $10. Higher grades like MS66 can be worth around $25 to $100, while MS67 coins can be valued at $200 or more. The scarcity of high-grade examples in top condition drives the value. Error coins, common errors. Some 1969 D quarters feature errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, and double dies. Minor errors can increase a quarter's value by $200 to $500, while significant errors, like a clear double die, could be valued at several $100s, depending on the error's visibility and severity. Notable error types. The most valuable errors would include double dies on the date or lettering and dramatic striking errors, which are sought after by collectors. Collectability. The 1969 D quarter is most desirable in uncirculated, high-grade conditions, or with rare errors. Many collectors looking to complete Washington quarter sets seek high-grade examples, and error collectors are often interested in unusual minting anomalies from this period. 4. 1994 Error Elizabeth II 2p New Pence, the double die error. Narrator, excited tone. In 1994, one of the most coveted types of minting errors occurred on the 2p New Pence coin, the double die error. This error is a collector's favorite because it results in a clear doubling of the coin's design. Historical context of the 1994 2p coin. The 2p coin continued to be an everyday staple in UK currency, with a design that had seen little change over the years. However, a mistake during the die production process led to the creation of the double die error, where elements of the design, particularly on the obverse side featuring Queen Elizabeth II, appear doubled. Types of errors on the 1994 coin. Double die error. This error occurs when the die shifts slightly between strikes, resulting in a doubled image. This is most noticeable on Queen Elizabeth II's profile and the lettering around the edge of the coin. Machine doubling. A less desirable form of doubling, known as machine doubling, can also occur when the coin moves slightly during the striking process. Unlike a true double die, this error is usually flatter and less distinct. Narrator, explaining value. Double die errors are highly prized among collectors due to their visual impact. A 1994 2p New Pence coin with a strong double die error can fetch between £500 and £1,150, depending on the severity of the doubling and the overall condition of the coin. The more pronounced the doubling, the higher the value. Next up, we'll dive into the 1995 2p New Pence coin, where an off-metal strike error led to a dramatically different appearance. The 1950 sweet penny, minted in San Francisco, is a common coin overall, but rare varieties or exceptional grades can make certain examples quite valuable. History of the 1950 sweet penny. Mintage. The 1949 S had a relatively low mintage of 64,290,000 coins, making it scarcer than many other wheat pennies, though not extremely rare. Composition. The coin is made of the standard 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc alloy used during the period. Most rare varieties of the 1950 sweet penny. There are no major errors or varieties for the 1950 penny that are widely recognized, but certain rare conditions can make specific examples highly valuable. High-grade coins, MS65 and above uncirculated examples with strong red luster are the most valuable versions of this coin. The mint state coins graded MS65 red, or higher, are the rarest and most sought after by collectors. Coins with full red color, meaning they've retained their original copper luster, are significantly more valuable than those that have toned to brown or red-brown over time. Double die error. While not officially documented as widespread for the 1950s, any wheat penny from this period with a clear double die error, a doubling of the image, letters, or numbers due to misalignment during the striking process, would be extremely rare and could sell for a high premium. Repunched mint mark, RPM. A repunched mint mark, where the S appears to have been stamped more than once, is a known variety on some 1950s wheat pennies. This type of error is valued by collectors, particularly in higher grades, though they are not as commonly seen as some other RPM varieties from different years. Key factors impacting value. Red, red-brown, brown. the color designation of the coin, red, red-brown, or brown, plays a major role in determining its value. Red coins, which retain their original copper luster, are the most valuable, while brown coins, which have toned with age, are less so. Condition, grade. As with most coins, the better the condition, i.e. fewer scratches, nicks, and wear, the more valuable it will be. Errors or varieties. Coins with notable errors or varieties, such as the repunched mint mark or a possible double die, could command a much higher price. Example: worth $1,500 to $7,500 or more, collector appeal. The 1950 wheat penny is a desirable coin for those trying to complete a Lincoln wheat penny collection, especially in higher grades. While it is not typically considered a rare date, finding a well-preserved or error coin from this year can make it quite valuable. The 1977 Jefferson nickel is part of the long-running series that has featured Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse since its introduction in 1938. This particular coin year is not particularly rare, but high-grade examples and those with notable errors or varieties can be valuable to collectors. History of the 1977 Jefferson nickel. The Jefferson nickel design remained largely unchanged from its introduction until 2004. The 1977 nickel was minted during a period when U.S. coin production had stabilized following the coin shortages of the 1960s. This means that the 1977 Jefferson nickel does not carry any special historical context, but it remains a piece of standard U.S. coinage with collectible interest in high-quality examples. Key varieties and errors. As with other years, certain varieties or errors on the 1977 Jefferson nickel can increase its value. These include, full steps, FS, designation, Jefferson nickels with sharply struck, fully defined steps on the Monticello building, referred to as full steps, are highly prized by collectors. Achieving a strong strike with full steps was difficult in the 1970s, making coins with this designation more valuable. Double die errors. Some Jefferson nickels may show doubling in the lettering or other details, although no major double die varieties are widely recognized for the 1977 nickel. Other mint errors, off-center strikes, die cracks, and planchet errors are always sought after by collectors and can significantly boost the coin's value. Current value of the 1977 Jefferson nickel. The value of a 1977 Jefferson nickel largely depends on its condition. In circulated condition, it is common and typically holds only face value. Uncirculated coins, particularly those with the full steps designation or errors, can command higher prices. According to the NGC Price Guide, as of October 2024, a Jefferson nickel from 1977 in circulated condition is worth between $3 and $5. However, on the open market 1977 nickels in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $4,570. Collectability. The 1977 Jefferson nickel is a common coin in circulation, but collectors are interested in finding examples in higher grades, particularly those with the full steps designation. Coins with strong strikes and well-preserved details are more collectible and command higher prices in the marketplace. Conclusion. The 1977 Jefferson nickel is a common date in the Jefferson nickel series, with little value in circulated condition. The Lincoln penny is one of the most recognizable coins in the United States, having been in continuous production since 1909. Over the years, it has seen numerous variations and minting errors that make certain coins highly desirable among collectors. The 1971 Lincoln penny is one such coin, particularly those with errors, which can significantly increase its value. In this article, we will explore the value, history, and error varieties of the 1971 Lincoln penny in detail, delving into its background and what makes it a sought-after coin for numismatists. History of the 1971 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny series began in 1909, commemorating the centennial of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse of the coin, designed by Victor David Brenner, features a profile portrait of Lincoln, and the reverse initially depicted 2 stalks of wheat. This design was known as the wheat penny, and was produced from 1909 to 1958. In 1959, the reverse design was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial in honor of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design, created by Frank Gasparo, remained in place until 2008. In 1971, the San Francisco Mint struck both circulation and proof pennies. However, it's the error varieties that make some 1971 Lincoln pennies stand out among collectors. These errors can range from minor imperfections to significant minting mistakes, which can greatly increase the coin's value. Mintage of the 1971 Lincoln penny. Before diving into the error varieties, it's essential to understand the mintage numbers of the 1971 Lincoln penny. The U.S. Mint produced 525,133,459 Lincoln pennies at the San Francisco Mint in 1971. While this may seem like a large number, coins with mint errors from this batch are relatively rare, and their scarcity can make them valuable to collectors. In addition to the circulation pennies, 3,220,733 proof coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint in 1971. Proof coins are struck with a higher level of precision and typically have a mirror-like finish, making them distinct from their circulation counterparts. However, even proof coins can sometimes exhibit errors, and these can be particularly desirable to collectors due to their rarity. Common error varieties in the 1971 Lincoln penny. There are several error varieties associated with the 1971 Lincoln penny, including both circulation and proof coins. Below are 1980p Jefferson nickel is part of the long-running series featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, his Virginia estate, on the reverse. Although it is not considered a rare or particularly valuable coin in circulated condition, uncirculated examples with high-grade details and certain varieties or errors can hold added value. History of the 1980p Jefferson nickel. By 1980p, the Jefferson nickel had been in continuous production for over 4 decades with very few changes to its design. The coin had become a staple in U.S. coinage, and mintages during this period were relatively high. No major design or material changes occurred for the Jefferson nickel in 1980p, making it a standard issue from this era. Key varieties and errors. As with other Jefferson nickels, certain varieties or mint errors can make 1980p Jefferson nickels more valuable to collectors. Full steps, FS, designation. Coins with a fully struck, sharp image of Monticello steps on the reverse are referred to as full steps. Finding full steps nickels from the 1980s can be challenging, as many coins from this era were not struck with full detail. Full steps coins are highly sought after by collectors and can fetch significantly higher prices. Double die varieties. Some Jefferson nickels from various years have been found with double die varieties, where parts of the design, usually letters or numbers, are doubled due to a die error. While no major double die varieties are widely recognized for the 1980p nickel, it's always worth checking for such errors. Other mint errors, off-center strikes, die cracks, and planchet errors are valuable and can significantly increase a coin's value. Current value of the 1980p Jefferson nickel. The value of a 1980p Jefferson nickel largely depends on its condition. In circulated condition, it is a common coin and holds little value beyond its face value. However, uncirculated examples, especially those with full steps or mint errors, can be worth more. According to the NGC Price Guide, as of October 2024, a Jefferson nickel from 1980p in circulated condition is worth between $3 and $5. However, on the open market 1980p nickels in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $2,070. Collectability. The 1980p Jefferson nickel is common and easily found in circulation. Most circulated examples do not hold significant value, but collectors look for high-grade uncirculated coins, particularly those with full steps. The full steps designation is rare for this era and greatly increases the desirability and value of the coin. The The 1983 P. Jefferson nickel, like other nickels from the Jefferson series, features Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Virginia estate, Monticello, on the reverse. While 1983 was not a particularly notable year for the series in terms of design or composition, this year has some collectible interest due to high-grade examples, mint errors, and the general scarcity of uncirculated coins from this period. History of the 1983 P. Jefferson nickel. By 1983, the U.S. Mint was producing large quantities of Jefferson nickels as part of the regular coinage supply. However, due to a coin shortage in the early 1980s and a weak economy, fewer mint sets were sold to the public, and many collectors found it difficult to obtain high-quality examples from circulation. As a result, uncirculated 1983 P. Jefferson nickels, especially those in higher grades, are more valuable than typical circulated coins from other years. Mintage numbers. 1983, Philadelphia, no mint mark 561,614,000. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 500 million Jefferson nickels in 1983, which makes this coin common in circulation. However, finding high-grade, well-struck examples can be challenging due to the minting process during this time. Key varieties and errors. As with other years, collectors seek out certain varieties and errors that can make the 1983 P. Jefferson nickel more valuable. Full steps, FS, designation, Jefferson nickels with a fully struck Monticello on the reverse, showing all 6 steps in detail, are referred to as full steps, FS. These coins are difficult to find for certain years, including 1983, because many coins from the 1980s were not well struck. Double die varieties. While no major double die varieties are known for the 1983 P. Jefferson nickel, any coin with clear doubling in the lettering or design would be highly collectible. Other mint errors, off-center strikes, die cracks, and planchet errors are always of interest to collectors and can significantly raise the value of the coin. Current value of the 1983 P. Jefferson nickel. The value of the 1983 P. Jefferson nickel depends on its condition, rarity of errors, and whether it features the full steps designation. Most circulated examples have little additional value beyond their face value, but uncirculated or error coins can be worth much more. According to the NGC Price Guide, as of October 2024, a Jefferson nickel from 1983 P in circulated condition is worth between $3 and $5. However, on the open market 1983 P nickels in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $5,510. Collectability. The 1983 P. Jefferson nickel is relatively common in circulated condition but becomes much more desirable in higher uncirculated grades, especially those with the full steps designation. 5. 1995 era Elizabeth II 2p new pence, the off-metal strike. Narrator, building suspense. Imagine finding a 2p coin that doesn't have the familiar bronze color, but instead appears silver or gold. That's exactly what happened with the 1995 2p new pence, due to a rare off-metal strike. Historical context of the 1995 2p coin. The 2p coin was struck in bronze as usual, but some coins were accidentally struck on planchets meant for other denominations or even other countries. These off-metal strikes are incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. Types of errors on the 1995 coin. Off-metal strike. This occurs when a coin is struck on a planchet made of a different metal than intended. For the 1995 2p coin, this could mean being struck on a nickel, steel, or even foreign coin planchet. Wrong planchet. In addition to off-metal strikes, some 1995 coins were struck on blanks meant for other UK coins, such as the 10p or 50p coin, leading to significant size and weight differences. Narrator, explaining value. An off-metal strike can make a 1995 2p new pence coin worth an astounding amount. Depending on the metal used and the condition of the coin, these rare errors can be valued between £400 and £10.50. A coin struck on a nickel or steel planchet, for instance, can easily reach the higher end of that range. Now, let's explore the 1996 2p new pence, where a significant die crack error created a truly unique collectible. 6. 1996 error Elizabeth II 2p new pence, the die crack error. Narrator, with interest, die cracks are another type of minting error that occurs when the die used to strike the coin develops a crack. In 1996, several 2p new pence coins were struck with noticeable die cracks, adding to their appeal for collectors. Historical context of the 1996 2p coin. The 1996 2p coin continued the tradition of bronze coinage in the UK, with the familiar design of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse and the Prince of Wales feathers on the reverse. During the minting process, however, some dies developed cracks, resulting in raised lines on the surface of the coins. Types of errors on the 1996 coin. Die crack. A die crack error occurs when the die used to strike the coin develops a small crack, leading to raised lines or patterns on the coin. These cracks can vary in size, from small hairline cracks to more significant breaks. Cut error. In some cases, a die crack can lead to a cut error, where a piece of the die breaks off entirely, leaving a raised blob of metal on the coin. Narrator, explaining value. The value of a 1996 2p new pence coin with a die crack error depends on the size and location of the crack. Smaller die cracks may add only modest value, but larger or more prominent cracks can push the value of the coin up to £350 to £950. Cut errors, being rarer, can command higher prices. The 1997 2p new pence also had its share of errors, this time with a fascinating case of rotation misalignment. 7-inch The 1997 2p new pence offers a unique collectible due to its rotation misalignment error, a fascinating occurrence where the coin's reverse design is not properly aligned with the obverse. Historical context of the 1997 2p coin. In 1997, the 2p new pence continued its run as part of the UK's small change, featuring Queen Elizabeth II's portrait by Raphael Maclaf on the obverse and the emblematic Prince of Wales feathers on the reverse. Errors related to rotation misalignment surfaced this year, capturing the attention of keen-eyed collectors. Types of errors on the 1997 coin. Rotation misalignment. This error happens when the reverse design is rotated at an angle rather than being aligned with the obverse. Rotation can vary from subtle to extreme, even 180 degrees, significantly increasing the coin's rarity. Narrator, explaining value. A 1997 2p new pence with a noticeable rotation misalignment can command values ranging from £300 to £800, depending on the degree of rotation and the condition of the coin. Coins with a more pronounced rotation tend to fetch higher prices. 8. 1998 error Elizabeth II 2p new pence, die clash error. Narrator, with excitement, the 1998 2p new pence produced an intriguing error known as a die clash, where the obverse and reverse dies come into contact without a planchet in between, resulting in faint impressions of each design on both sides of the coin. Historical context of the 1998 2p coin. The 1998 2p coin retained the same design as previous years, with the image of Queen Elizabeth II and the Prince of Wales feathers. However, some coins exhibited a die clash, adding an extra layer of appeal for collectors. Types of errors on the 1998 coin. Die clash. This occurs when the dies strike each other without a blank coin in place, causing part of the reverse design to appear faintly on the obverse, and vice versa. Narrator, explaining value. The value of a 1998 2p new pence with a die clash error can range from £250 to £750, with sharper and more visible clash marks fetching the higher prices. 9. 1999 error Elizabeth II 2p new pence, off-center strike error. Narrator, with interest. In 1999, a number of 2p new pence coins were struck off-center, leading to one of the most visually striking errors in the coin series. These off-center strikes are highly sought after. Historical context of the 1999 2p coin. The 1999 2p coin continued the standard design, but several coins were struck with the image off-center, resulting in the design being misaligned with the edge of the coin. Types of errors on the 1999 coin. Off-center strike. This error occurs when the coin is not properly centered in the die, resulting in part of the design being cut off at the edge, leaving a blank area on the other side. Narrator, explaining value. The value of an off-center strike depends on the degree of misalignment. A 1999 2p new pence with a significant off-center strike can fetch between £200 and £550, depending on how much of the design is missing and the overall condition of the coin. 2000 error Elizabeth II 2p new pence, double strike error. Narrator, with emphasis, by the year 2000, the 2p new pence saw an intriguing double strike error, where the coin is struck more than once, creating a shadow or doubled image on the surface. Historical context of the 2002p coin. The 2002p new pence carried on the traditional design, but some coins were mistakenly struck twice, leading to a double strike error. Types of errors on the 2000 coin. Double strike. This error occurs when a coin is struck more than once by the dies, leading to a doubled image on the coin's surface. This can happen with both the obverse and reverse designs. Narrator, explaining value. Double strike errors on a 2002p new pence can be highly valuable, particularly if both the obverse and reverse are affected. Depending on the clarity of the double strike, these coins can be worth anywhere from £300 to £450.